Chapter 535 to 536 Neon Country War. Zhang Yi and his team came to the center of the Tianchong Hall, where there were already people everywhere. The forces in each city were familiar with each other and were communicating. After all, after the end of the world, most of the people who could become the leaders of a force were once powerful people. Among them, military cadres like Chen Jingguan were the main ones, and some were senior officials from various places. Of course, there were also some people like Zhang Yi and Xing Tian who relied on their tyrannical strength to build a force. Zhang Yi did not have much communication with the world outside Tianhai City, so he did not go to talk to anyone. He just followed the instructions of the service staff and walked into the venue with Liang Yu, Zhou Kou and others and quietly found a place to sit down. This venue is very large, with a step structure that can accommodate 2,000 people for meetings. Zhang Yi and his team found an area in the middle and back to sit down, and then silently waited for the meeting to begin. Chen Jingguan, Xiao Honglian, and Xing Tian also sat down in the area near Zhang Yi. But they waited for a long time, and until 10:30, they did not see Zhu Jing appear at the venue to preside over the meeting. Zhang Yi yawned and leaned lazily on the sofa, quite bored. It is difficult for meetings in China to be held on time. It is often considered good if it can be held within an hour after the agreed time. Especially this time, it involves the integration of the entire Jiangnan region, and many factors must be considered. When he was working before, Zhang Yi was used to the process of waiting for meetings, so he had no complaints and just chatted with Zhou Kou and Lu Karen. However, some people gradually became restless in the venue. Zhang Yi pretended not to hear it. It was just that he did not expect that this meeting would be delayed until the afternoon. And all this was not because the Jiangnan region's senior management headed by Zhu Zheng deliberately left them alone. It was because something happened. Time returned to 7 o'clock in the morning. Zhu Zheng got up early, did morning exercises, and then had dinner with his wife and children. But he did not enjoy the meal very much. Tu Yunlai from the operations department sent him an urgent message. Zhu Zheng just glanced at it through the communication equipment, and his brows suddenly twisted solemnly. He immediately threw down the bowl in his hand and said to his wife Li Yunping, "You guys eat slowly, I have something to go out for." Li Yunping saw this and said helplessly, "We have to eat something first. Otherwise, you will say you are hungry in the morning." But this is not the first time she has seen this situation. After the end of the world, the entire China was supported by the 6 major military regions. As the commander of the Jiangnan region, Zhu Zheng has a very heavy responsibility, so he is indispensable for everything. Li Yunping skillfully took out the lunchbox from under the cabinet, put some food in it, and then ran outside and handed it to Zhu Zheng's driver. Zhu Zheng's guard Sun Lushuan was standing next to the car door. When he saw Li Yunping, he just nodded. Li Yunping was not surprised. Sun Lushuan's identity is very different from that of an ordinary guard. He himself is a first-class master in Blizzard City. Following Zhu Zheng, he is only responsible for protecting Zhu Zheng's safety and does not do anything else. Zhu Zheng got on the black bulletproof car, and the vehicle quickly drove to the combat center. When Zhu Zheng arrived at the combat center, Tu Yunlai had been waiting for him at the door for a long time. Zhu Zheng walked quickly to the door and asked in a serious tone, "What's going on?" The two walked quickly to the commander's office in the combat center. Tu Yunlai followed Zhu Zheng and reported in a deep voice, "According to your instructions, I sent people to Linhai to investigate the fact that the forces there did not report to Blizzard City, but when they arrived in Blizzard City, they found that the 3 forces there had all been slaughtered." Zhu Zheng's face was a little gloomy. Several people got on the elevator and went to the commander's office on the top floor. Although the several forces in Linhai City are not very strong, they also have thousands of people, more than 50 aliens in total. It is not something that ordinary people can do to wipe them out. "Have you found out who did it?" Tu Yunlai replied. "After our people went there, they encountered that group of people." His voice became low. "The people I sent there were all the best in Yanyan. Although there were only 4 of them, their combat effectiveness was definitely not weak. However, among the 4 people, 3 died in the battle. Only one named Chen Qi escaped back. According to him, those people spoke Japanese." As soon as these words came out, Zhu Zheng's eyes immediately became sharp, and he turned his head abruptly. You mean they are from neon countries? The guard's son Luxuan behind him pushed the gold-rimmed glasses on his nose, and a cold, murderous intent flashed across his narrow eyes. It was an emotion engraved in his bones. Moreover, in this day and age, the world is in chaos, and the people of Neon Country have once again set foot on the territory of China, not only slaughtering the alien forces in Linhai City, but also killing the Yanyan guards in the Jiangnan region. This kind of behavior, etc. It's like declaring war. Zhu Zheng's face was so gloomy that even Sun Luxuan and Tu Yunlai felt palpitations. Although this old general did not have any supernatural powers, the power in his hands could completely cleanse the entire archipelago. Once it is confirmed that the other party is really a foreigner sent by Japan, the state of war will be upgraded. Tu Yunlia's voice came from his collar. According to the intelligence we have obtained so far, their number is not large, and it is not a large-scale force. Maybe it is just a vanguard. Please allow me to lead the troops to wipe them out, Zhu Zheng said in a deep voice. He was thinking about the interests involved in this incident. The annihilation of a foreigner organization near the sea was not a big loss for him. The serious thing is the significance of this incident, which may indicate that people on the archipelago have begun to set their sights on the territory of China again. Japan is not something that Zhu Zheng takes seriously. The power possessed by the Jiangnan region alone can completely flatten the archipelago. It's just that the use of extraordinary force is more serious, and Japan is also involved with many countries. This is a matter of tangling up the whole body, so it is not a good idea to start a war casually. Zhu Zheng thought for a moment. Fortunately, the current losses are not serious. As a commander, he will not be impulsive, but choose to make plans before taking action. Where is the Yanyan guard named Qin Shi? Zhu Zheng looked at Tu Yunlai. Tu Yunlai replied in a muffled voice. He has been brought here, and is waiting to report the details to you. As soon as the voice fell, the elevator had reached the top floor. Zhu Zheng stepped out first. What are you waiting for? This is a serious matter and should not be taken lightly. He must confirm whether this action is the outpost of Neon's massive invasion, or just some Ronin organizing their own actions. The two are completely different concepts. This chapter ends here. But let me tell you, fierce battle is about to begin. If you are eager to know more, then subscribe quickly if not already, and comment to cheer me up. Thanks, my dear viewers.